Hey, what's up, y'all? Brock Bankton here with Tenets of Existence. All right, so the topic today is making the hard choice. And I want to start off with a story that started this whole cycle, kind of started this whole path. This isn't going to be necessarily my whole story. This is just what kind of kickstarted this all. I was talking to a good friend on the phone. I plan on actually doing a podcast with her. Probably won't do it on YouTube simply because she's back in Indiana. So probably going to have to do it over the phone. But that podcast will be available on all the wherever you find podcasts. So the how this all started. How it all started was I currently operate a semi, and I work for Coors Miller Brewing, actually. So, you know, ironically enough, I actually move empty beer cans. So, Coors, Miller Lite, that type of stuff. I'm part of that process. And here we are in a podcast, and big focus is addiction. What are you going to do? But because of that, I work third shift. Um, Nature of the job, I wasn't able to connect with some people. It's really hard to connect with people on third shift. Um, and so I had a choice to make, and I needed to change my schedule a little bit at that time so that way that I could interact with people I care about out here in Denver, like really close friend, roommate. Um, and I decided to switch it up. My current schedule, what I was doing was I was also spending a little too much time at the gym, so I kind of dialed that back a little bit to allow for more time, more interaction, and decided to wake up earlier, go to bed earlier, and actually wake up earlier. So I'd be available more in the day when people were more functioning, not waking up trying to drink coffee and everything. So when I made that decision, the day I made that decision, speaking of coffee, the day I made that decision, I went to the gym, completely odd time. Didn't want to do it. And honestly, I don't want to do it at least 50% of the time, but I'm always glad I did. It's a hard choice right there. And I decided to go to the gym, went to the store. I came back and I heard the next door neighbors, and I thought they might just be arguing or something. Um, and it was getting pretty loud. I heard someone say they were going to call 911. So I was like, oh, shit. What do do I get involved? Do I not get involved? Um, it's a sticky situation. All this was kind of going through my head. And then I heard that the baby's not breathing. So all that went out the window immediately. All I started thinking about, I just got certified in CPR for my personal training certificate. Also, because of my military experience, I handle things a little differently under pressure. I'm able to process things a little differently. So there's really no choice at all. I went, knocked on the next door neighbor's door. The dad was there. He was on the phone to 911 at that time. I asked him if he needed help. He, of course, said yes. I pushed past him through the door. I found a beautiful baby boy under a year age laying on the couch on its back, not breathing at all. The mom was absolutely upset, and she was standing there just not sure what to do. So I started my CPR training, kicked in, and I started performing. I positioned a baby. I knew I had to be very careful. I never performed CPR on a baby. You can use your fingers, can't use your actual palms or hands. You don't want to injure the baby in any way. I started doing CPR. Baby started breathing. And it was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. It was craziness. It was absolutely craziness. I was in shock in a lot of ways. Didn't know what to say. Mom thanked me and everything. Dad, who I'd never even had a conversation with, gave me a big hug um, and told me thank you over and over again. And I just said no problem and went on my way and went next door. And when I came next door, I almost broke down. Yeah, pretty much did break down. Almost cried. I mean, it was just an amazing experience. I've been thinking about writing. I've been thinking about putting a material in writing book, but something always been holding me back, really fear of judgment and anxiety, like we all experience. And at that point, I told myself that I couldn't do it anymore. That I couldn't let myself hold myself back. And that became the hard choice. And I made a commitment to just write 1 page a day. And now I'm going to read from some of this here in a minute, too. I've got about 2 notebooks filled of material. I got to edit it down. Got a little work to do on that. Still got a lot more to write. I want to make sure I get everything 100% right. Looking into a lot of psychology, addiction, neuroscience, all different avenues. Any way I can approach it that will help people and make sure that everything, if I'm going to give a message and I'm going to speak my truth, I want to make sure I'm speaking my truth and that it's the correct message to give. So making the hard choices, right? Let's get to that. First thing is, this life is a game. It is not exactly what you think it is. All right. And, you know, once I kind of figured this out, it kind of eliminated a lot of fear for me and it kind of made things easier. I was kind of able to understand that there are always two choices in every decision you make. This isn't something I came up with. This is something that I've heard other people talk about on different levels, quantum mechanic levels, psychology levels, you name it. I've heard this message over and over from different people in different ways, taking ownership from Jocko Willink, Dr. Jordan Peterson, uh, quite a few people, some self-help guru types. So when you've got a decision to make, the easy choice is always the wrong one. What your brain's going to do is it's going to try to give you the easy choice to give you an out. Okay. But the hard choice is the right one. The hard choice is always going to be the right one. And it's going to be better in the end. And, say it starts something small, like eating healthy, of course, it'd be much easier just to not have to worry about prepare your food, to just go up and buy something from a fast food station, eat a salad, feel better. Hard choice pays dividends in the end. Working out, I don't want to work out half the time. Like I said, I force myself to do it. By the time I'm done, near the end of my workout, middle of the workout, all of a sudden I'm enjoying it. My endorphins are kicking, they're rushing in. I feel a lot better. When I want to write, I don't want to write half the time. Most of the time, I just want to watch Netflix, maybe play some Halo, maybe do something else. But I just say, let's just write 1 page a day. Make a deal with myself. Well, let's just do something small, right? Let's start small. And before I know it, I might have written 10 to 12 pages all of a sudden. It's a daily thing that you have to do. And the people that you respect, the people that you look up to, think about it. You get the people that make the easy decisions. They'll tell you, fuck it, man. Don't worry about it. Oh, well, people you respect, people you really respect, those are the people make the hard choices. They're going to make the hard choices when ever the shit hits the fan. That's the person you can count on to have your back. And that's what every decision in your life, you've got a right one and you've got a wrong one. And it could be as simple as at work. If I'm at work and I hear somebody call up radio, they're having an issue. I know how to fix the issue, but it'd be much easier for me to just ignore it. It's not even a part of my job. Like it's not even, I'm not doing that. It's not a part of my job. I'm not doing that tonight. I don't have to help them. I don't have to be part of the team. I don't have to do that. But I do. I think about it, I process it, and I say, the right choice. Your conscience will tell you. And I think that's where I would always beat myself up too, was when I would make that easy choice. I would hear my conscience tell me the hard choice is the right choice, but I would make the easy choice. And then guess what? It will come and bite me in the butt. And then I'm in a cycle, because I'm like, man, I made the wrong choice. Why did I do that? I did it because I was lazy. I did it because it was easy. It's so much easier to make the easy choice. I know I said easy, easy, easy way too much there, but it is. And most people you see, they'll do this. They'll get stuck in these ruts of just making these easy choices. And eventually, and also not making a choice is the easy choice. Ignoring whatever problem it is going on, pushing it aside temporarily. All that clutter is going to build up in your head. It's all going to build up in your head. The hard choice is going to be a hard choice at a time. It might be speaking your truth to somebody, it might be telling somebody they might not want to hear, withholding something from somebody, being the bigger person, being more responsible, um, and it might make other people upset. I'm going to tell you sometimes that making the hard choice and speaking the truth is not, it's the hard choice for a reason. And, but in the end, those people will respect you. They will respect you when they see it. They might not at first, but eventually they will. The people that truly care about you will respect you for making that hard choice. So, when you have a hard choice, whatever it is in your life, whether it's to stop doing something, whether it's to start doing something, whatever it is, you know what it is inside of you that you need to do. You know when you encounter these situations and these problems in your life because you encounter them multiple times throughout your day. When you make the hard choice, it ends up making your life easier. The other choice is always going to end up making your life worse. I don't know if it's Plato or Aristotle. Probably should look it up. But um, he actually said the only thing that separates me from other people is that I listen to my conscience and do what it says every time. So, think about that, right? I mean, you could think about that Jesus too, right? Think about the temptations, 40 days in the desert, right? Hey, just take the food, take the water, just take the easy choice, take the way out, take the easy way out. But he didn't. He took the hard choices. And there's numerous examples of this in terms of people that you idolize and people that have the messages that you enjoy and that you want to follow and that you know are right, that you know are your ideal of a person that you respect. And you can create that with you. There's something called a Pareto distribution effect, right? And pretty much what it'll say is that in any given company, any given person, right? Like if you got 100 employees, probably about 10% do the work. So about 10 people do that work. And the rest of them, they're doing the majority of your production pretty much. And the same really goes for your life. Because those people make the hard choices, they're most productive, and they're consistent. They're consistent with making those choices. They're consistent with their output. And the same goes for you. Same goes for your life. It's almost like a muscle that you can build, that you can build up over time. As in the beginning, it's always hard to make those choices and to build. But I'm telling you from my own experience that it grows over time. I'm with there's no limit. You see people that are just absolutely crazy productive. They're constantly putting out stuff. They're constantly working. They're constantly doing something. And you're like, how do they do it? Well, they started small, they built up, and eventually that became a part of them. And that can become a part of you too. I mean, I used to be lazy. I used to just give in to every impulse that I wanted to. And I don't anymore. Now I understand exactly, and it's built over time. Like I said, it's eating healthy food. It's going to the gym. It's speaking my truth to people. It's being honest when I don't want to be honest, when it's easier to not say anything. It's normally not lie, but it's normally just not say anything. Just kind of stay out of the way, ignore the situation. But it's never going to work out. Never works out. And it doesn't because you can feel it deep down inside. And when it comes and bites you in the butt, you're just going to beat yourself up over and over. It's not worth it. So, you know, I'm going to read a little bit of what I wrote tonight. Kind of, it's what started the podcast and it's what started the message for today. It's funny when I want to go write, I didn't want to write. All right. I just want, play a video game. It's my day off. I only get one day off a week. I work 6 days a week, third shift, 8 hours a day. On top of that, I'm putting on stuff on Facebook, putting out podcasts, putting out YouTube, and writing. Like I said, this stuff just starts to build and build and build. You get more and more and more productive. Eventually, it drives you, becomes a greater purpose, and you start waking up your day, and this is on your mind. And you just start thinking about it. You can't stop thinking about it, and you know the right choice to make. So when I opened up my notebook, first thing that popped up, very top, said write. So I laughed at that. I was like, oh, well, yeah, Okay, go figure. Yeah, I know. So I started writing. Pretty much I wrote back. What I was a little amped up from the coffee here. Um, what I wrote down was talking about how learning kind of the dichotomy of existence, like the duality of it. Like when you figure out not to be afraid of other people's validation, of other people's opinions, to value your own opinion because you do know what's right. Um, but you really get two choices, and you can see this really in society. You can either choose. You also, here's the big thing: when you learn that most people are going through the same thing as you, we're all the exact same. Most people are struggling in life. Life is a struggle, as Dr. Jordan Peterson would say, where you're beasts of burden, and most people do not like themselves. You can see this if you're walking like down the street or Walmart or whatever. Check out how many people might just have bad posture, be hunched over, checking out their phones, looking defeated or something in their life, right? You can tell, and then you see someone else standing up tall, looking straight, driven. You know, not as many of those people, is there? Because most people are hurting inside. Most people are struggling with something at some point in their life because that's what happens. And a lot of people, when they figure out this information, you can use it for two purposes. You can either use it to bring people up along your way, or you can use it to tear people down and divide it. You see this played out in society over and over again. Narcissists, sociopaths will take obviously the opposite path. They'll use it to gain money, power, whatever, sell you fucking on a pyramid scheme or Shakeology or some BS, right? You know, they'll learn how to use it against you. But if you figure it out yourself, you can learn it to bring yourself up. By bringing yourself up, you're bringing everyone else up. All right. So you'll learn most people are going through the exact same thing as you. We're all going through this battle. Um, let's see also. So I'm not also saying like that you shouldn't enjoy life or that you shouldn't take pleasure in life and enjoy the moment, because I think you should. I really do. You know, you need to find a way to connect with those around you. You need to find a way to give yourself a break sometimes. And that's okay to have a break. But I also think that you know deep down the things that are bugging you most about yourself that you need to change, and the things in other people that you expect or would like from them. And you need to vocalize that with people. You need to be honest with people about how you feel, because that's how you really connect with people. And if you really want to know how to connect with anybody, all you got to do is be real with them and actually ask them how their day is going and actually care. And people love it when people actually give a fuck and actually want to talk to them and actually ask them what's going on in their life. They'd be more than happy to tell you what's going on in their life. Okay. And that's great. If you make the hard choice of work and you help out your coworker at work and you do that, you're going to build a relationship. You're going to build trust with that coworker. They're going to help you out when you need it. They're going to know you're dependable. They're going to know you're there for them. You're opening up doors. As you open up those doors, doors continue to open. You're going to build more and more relationships. Just like a Pareto distribution effect, things are going to continue to get better. Okay. You can also regress. It's the same thing. Everything is a cycle. So that's why if you continue to practice making the hard choice and you continue to do it, you got to do everything on a daily level. There's something I read the other day that somebody said, people always talk about wanting to go in their past and go back and change this small decision or this decision in their past and how much it would change their future or it would have changed everything in their life. But nobody really ever talks about the fact of what you can change today to change your future. And that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to those daily habits, the decisions in the moment. What choice are you going to make? Are you going to make the hard choice or make the easy choice? Because the hard choice is going to make your life a lot better in the future. So that's really all I have today. I got some more written down here. We'll get into all that. Like I said, I got a couple notebooks full of a bunch of this stuff. So go ahead, hit like, comment, share. Love your feedback on any of this. Also hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I try to put out I'm going to try to put out a couple videos a week if possible. I only want to put out videos if the message is clear and if it makes sense and if it's relevant. I'm not just going to put out videos to put out videos. Also, I'm on Twitter at of tenants. That's at OFTENETS. On Facebook, Brock Pennington. I've also got a page, Tenants of Existence. Like that page. I try to put up some content when I can that's positive, inspiring, might be psychology, neuroscience, whatever I'm listening to, whatever's interesting me, whatever I'm kind of focusing on. Um, so I would love to hear from some of you too. Ideas, suggestions. I know this is way behind me. I plan on getting like a flag or putting something else up behind, getting us a little more professional, getting a little more professional looking, period. And also getting a mic so you can probably hear me better. I'm kind of talking a little low because it's let's see, 5:43 here in Denver, and my roommate's sleeping, so can't really get too loud or anything like that. Got to be respectful. So I appreciate any comment, any feedback. I'm also going to be doing a podcast here soon with a friend I was talking on the phone earlier. She's been through a lot. She's a fantastic, amazing person, and I think she has a really good message, really good story to share. If you have a addiction related topic, mental health related topic, if you are abused, whatever it is that you have battled to overcome, I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to get on and do a podcast, we just want to talk about some things, I would love to hear your story. I'm always able and open to learn from other people, and there are always different ways of doing stuff. And so I'd love to hear your message and talk with you more too, because that helps me and you can help other people too. There's other people that are going through this exact same thing. There's the whole reason why I'm trying to do this, try and just help. So that's all I got for today, guys. Go ahead. Remember, make the hard choices today.